and you choose to have sex with him, that is not on him.
Thank
because
you.
He told you.
Wait, I'm waiting for that part.
He told you what it was. But I'm a woman first, but I'm a real nigga second. He told you. You chose to feel like you was gonna be the one who was gonna be able to change his mind. Now that's 100% on you. Now,
women do feel like that.
but when they tell you like, nah, I want more past the sexual, and you believe them, then they get the sex and they start changing. Now their demeanor is different, things just not working the same. That's gonna hurt a woman. So it really depends on how honest you are from jump. Because there are some women who are 100% okay with situationships. You just gotta tell them what they getting themselves into, but don't sell nobody no dream and make it seem like you want more than you actually do. Because that's when you come into the problem. Some women are crazy. Some are. I'm not gonna take that from them. But most women don't wake up crazy. They don't just be like, oh my God, today's a good day to be crazy. You can't play with somebody's feelings and then be like, I don't shit, but fuck it. She's like, well, damn, I done had sex with fuck shit. Okay,
I got nothing to add. That was perfectly clear. I got nothing to add. That was perfectly clear.
Married.
That's what I said. Date a married woman. She don't take too much of your time. She still gotta have time for her man.
Fellas, I got a question for y'all though. Like,
Just go with her.
What's up?
have you ever had a woman tell you straight up that
I just want the dick.
yes?
It's on my phone, dude.
Oh, it's definitely some women.
It's in my phone. It's in my phone.
I had that kind of conversation. What Kevin Slater said, you need to be the guy that she wants to cheat with.
So you've had a woman tell you this is all she wants, right?
No
You
doubt.
talking married woman or single woman?
Just a woman.
A woman,
Yeah,
period.
it's in my phone. It happens.
No
I'm
doubt.
not gonna like. I'm not
They shouldn't
gonna
say like we do
have both,
sometimes.
But yes.
Not all of them.
So then after she tell you that,
I was like, say again?
now after she tell you that,
Yeah.
and you perform well on that stage,
And that's what you are. You
her feelings now say, damn, I want more. Have you had that happen yet?
Of course.
I think it's emotional
So now-
attachment all the way around.
To your point, when you saying that the woman says, hey, look, man, I just want to play, and you be like, shit, we can play. Let me go ahead and suit up.
Sometimes
You
you
suit
play
up. Right, you suit up, she realizes this
Play too well.
motherfucker is an all-star, and say,
But that's because sometimes it's a conversation. If you just have sex and you part.
Right.
We just have sex, you leave, I leave, whatever, we part. You don't have a chance for that emotional exchange, that vulnerability, nothing like that. But sometimes they want to cuddle, sometimes do want to cuddle before you know, I'm talking, and then she's like, oh, where you going, baby?
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Breakfast,
Most
let's go to Waffle House.
most women not gonna just get stimulated sexually, they get stimulated mentally 1st. So they're going to talk to you first,
Sure.
right? And so now you gotta stimulate that part
But who are you
before
to
you
go have
stimulate
sex
the.
with people don't even know their first and last name? Man, who it happens.
Can you do
But
that?
I mean, like,
It happens.
I mean, it happens, but like,
And
damn.
CD rates don't make up themselves. It happens a lot.
But
You know what I mean?
being that I've traveled around the world and shit, I've realized that this is an American thing.
American women are a
I
lot
need
different
to-
than the women
I need to know your
prostitutes.
first and
They throw
last name
coochie
and
at you
shit.
every 2 seconds.
You know what I'm saying?
They still
Before I
ask you
get
like
into-
questions.
I'm in some other countries, man. We drunk, like, yeah, we did what we did, but Deuce was like, you can't have my phone number, nothing. And the women are straight like that, like.
Women
I
operate
mean,
like
like
that
that.
in America too.
You can be
Like,
a
they don't want you
you can be a whole nigga.
You know what I'm saying? I was drunk, you know, we did what we
And that's
did.
fine
I had
as long as
fun,
we agree that that's what it was.
That's
I
what
had
it is,
fun.
right?
We can do it. A relationship is whatever two people agree on.
But
That's it. Two or more.
But what I'm saying
Whatever you
is,
want to do.
what I'm saying is,
And it's renewable every 6 months, 6 days, 6 weeks, however you determine
There
it.
you go.
That's all that is, you know?
you gotta
It's
write-
up to you to put up with it.
gotta
But
write
we
the
on
contract.
same.
You
Yeah,
gotta
that's
write the
what
contract.
I'm saying. Everything is situational. We can talk in generalities. We can repeat every trope we done ever heard. But that don't apply to you. It don't apply to her. It don't apply to her because everybody's experiences are different. Now, you know what I mean? Like what you said about the sex and women. Everybody pull up their phone and be like, there's at least one dude. Good morning. What's dick?
Good morning.
You know, this whole woman told me, she was like, yeah, I'm into you, you know, because mentally, whatever, you said some things and like, whatever. She's like, oh, can we have sex tonight? Like, she said, can we have sex? Then she said, tonight. Or, you know, separate text, just to be clear. Tonight.
Yeah.
I was like, what the?
And
Like,
You
my,
took none of what I said.
Like,
No, she was like, tonight. And I was like,
What
oh,
I would
Lord.
like you to.
I was like,
but
oh, Lord.
since coochie and penis is so easy to get,
Mhm.
I feel like love is gonna be harder to find.
Love calls.
No, not really.
Love takes an
It-
investment.
it-
Love requires an investment.
What is love? I mean,
A
we
job.
what the fuck is
So
love?
what?
A dog?
I'm
a job.
I'm
You
give
said
you
a job?
Like
Very
a
sure.
dog?
perfect example.
What you got?
So I had a chick, right? this was like a few months ago, and I met her online. We went out. We had sex the second day. Right? No problem.
No problem.
So after a while,
Who gives a shit? We grown.
Exactly.
What your resume? I got your resume.
Yeah, she
You
just
gotta finish the simple.
Hey,
Give us a special so you want.
all y'all on pause. All y'all on pause.
That's the story. Yeah.
Okay, so
Don't leave us on the cliffhanger. Come on now. Oh
when
man.
it comes to dating and things, and dating, oh, I thought you was in there.
Oh, now you
You
finish the
gotta
story.
come on back. You gotta come on back. Run back. Look, she make you get up.
In his absence, go ahead.
Your question
What you got?
Okay, so like I said, I'm the only person without. I don't
have kids.
Okay, so you don't have kids either. You don't have any either.
No, actually I do.
Okay. So I guess my question is, how do you, when it comes to in terms of dating, how do you distinguish who do you bring around your children? Like, what are the aspects and qualities that you're seeking in a candidate in order for you to bring them around your children?
I don't think you can. So, I have never dated somebody I did not previously know since I've had a child. So anyone that I've dated, I've never had to really think too hard about it because I've known them for years before I even got pregnant.
Hey man, that
In
alcohol
my
had
mind,
to drop.
I feel like
That
if you're
thing's
dating
straight.
someone who has kids,
Alright.
you have to see how that dynamic works. I don't know what the time frame is on it because I feel like for me, I have a minor. If my child don't like you, it's a no for me. So
Why?
in the same
Why?
thing,
Your how old is your son?
he's 8.
And so your 8-year-old has enough of a mental capacity to make a judgment call on whether a grown adult is gonna love somebody else.
Here's the thing. I can tell. Here's the thing about kids. Here's the thing about kids. You've met my son.
Mm-hmm.
My son is a very friendly child. If he don't like you, there's something more to that. He don't just dislike people.
Yeah.
It's something about you that he doesn't like. I was not protected as a child. So if my child don't mesh with you, not the first time, but if my child genuinely don't mess with you and be like, Mommy, I don't like that person,
Well, yeah, over the
he's
course
gonna
of time,
have a
yeah.
reason behind it. So it's a no for me.
I just want to
But I feel like
I think as a parent you do that with everybody because if you drop your kid off at school and your kid constantly crying but they don't cry, you're gonna be like, what's going on in this parent?
But you gonna run down on the school
No.
window. I mean, you're gonna do that.
I'm just
But
saying-
she was talking about dating. So
So,
I'm answering
I'm
her
just
question.
saying, you said bring
dating.
I know, but you said bringing your kid around a man. I'm just saying that can go diverted to
It
everything.
can, but she's talking
Yeah.
about specifically dating. I don't want my child to grow up thinking he had a whole bunch of uncles. So when you be like, oh, Mommy had. So when she said with dating, so with dating, you also have to see how your child meshes with those people's kids too. Because the same way that you're not going to deal with somebody your kids can mesh with is the same way a man who loves his kids, who's an active father, is going to look at the same thing. Well, what kind of mother is she? Because if we're together, I need to see how she nurtures kids. The same way you're going to look at him as, well, what type of father is he? I need to see how he nurtures kids. And I specified minor child. Because if you grown and you don't like my husband and he ain't did nothing to you, you just think you the man in the house, sir, you can get the fuck on because you grown. That's a different conversation.
So look, to Jermaine's point.
I had three. They were all young at the time that me and him got together, and he had 4, and they were all around my children's ages. And with me and him, the way we got together, it was, I never had a relationship like that one before. It's like we went out on a date. He asked to meet the children. We went out on a date at the park for him to meet the children. He asked to come to the house to cook dinner. He came to the house to cook dinner, and he never left. And it turned into a 5-year relationship. But we just blended it all in. Like his children would come to the house every 2 weeks. We got them twice out the week.
Well, to
That's why
Jermaine's
it's off the
point though, if the
And
child has that
everything-
mental capacity, man, look, my mom used to date people, and I used to, I was
Cock block.
I was a badass kid, everybody thought I was an angel, so I'm not even gonna front. My dude came to the door, knocked on the door, and I was like, "Fuck, nigga, get from by my house. My mama ain't home, right?" No, I'm telling. Listen.
That's
I've been
Florida
fighting grown
shit.
men since I was a kid.
What a crush road you grew up on.
out in Florida.
Before they did
I'm like,
That's how they
so
told
look, when
me.
he knocked on the door, I was like, fuck, nigga, didn't I tell you she went home, ain't it? Take your pussy ass on. My mama said, come on. I said,
Oh shoot.
It's a long leash she was on.
so she was telling me, she was like, I'm walking back to the house with this man telling him my child don't talk like that. She was like, Trina, he don't like me. I'm telling you.
You want to play the game,
When
man.
I be sitting down, he be looking at me like he gonna follow me.
Yeah.
Like and I did.
That's
You
some
know what I'm
shit.
saying?
You don't want nobody else in
And
your house?
it wasn't that the man was bad. This dude actually was a pretty nice dude.
You don't want him in your house.
I just was like, fuck nigga, get away from my mama. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So some kids.
That's a protection thing. There's a
But
So
you can
some
tell
It's
you
not always good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a difference between a child
yeah.
genuinely not liking an adult and a child that just want to be an asshole and fuck that
It's
shit.
a huge difference. Cause
Like-
my son would like you to be like, don't hug my mom.
No, but,
Yeah,
but my brother's daddy, my brother's daddy, I was like,
Yeah,
he cool.
you gave him a chance. What was the difference?
It was something about that.
Why you didn't want to step? Yeah,
He,
what was
I think it was because he took, even though a little interest in me.
it? Yeah.
At that time, I think I was playing football, and he was like, "Let me show you some shit." You know what I'm saying?
Okay. He met you where you were.
Yeah, and like she wasn't messing with this mafia dude, but the fact that he took an interest in me and like took his gun, he was like, "Look, honey, you know what I'm saying? Let me show you X, Y, Z."
That's all it took.
I was like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, he ain't just here for some pussy.
Yeah.
Well, I think-
and kids do catch that now. They're like,
Yeah, they ain't.
That's the automatic assumption.
That's right.
That's the automatic
so
assumption.
look, you trying to make my mama go ooh ooh, nigga?
I don't want a little brother. I want a brother I got.
So look, back to what I was saying before I was in the bathroom.
Oh yeah,
I think the
run it
question
back.
was,
Nah,
question was, what is love, right?
Yeah.
So I was dating this girl.
I'm
And,
tearing this shit up. Yeah,
Like I said, the second date, we had sex, right? So I say about a few weeks after that, we're on the phone, and the conversation is good. So I'm hanging up, and I'm like, all right, good night. So I hang the phone up. But she calls me back and says, hey, Jay, I felt like I wanted to say something else before we hung up the phone. So I was like, you felt like saying what? What you talking about? I'm waiting. No, not that. She said, I feel like I want to say I love you.
Man. You ain't gonna get here fast enough. I feel that shit. I feel that shit.
Now this is not even a month in. So I'm like, what do you mean you love me? She was like, I just feel like that. I said, that's the problem. Love. Oh, laugh.
Say it again.
I
Say it again.
that's the problem.
Say it again because that was that funny.
Cause you said it wrong.
She said, I love
Run that
you.
back.
What she said? What you said?
That's the
I love you, Jermaine. What you said?
That's the problem.
You hear me? That's
So hold on, I'm gonna unpack it. I'm gonna unpack it.
Oh, fuck with
I
it.
told
but
her,
she cried.
I said the problem with
She
most
cried. You ain't
people,
Okay, talk.
the problem with most people is they associate love with a fucking feeling.
Ooh.
Love is action. I shouldn't have to question if you love me or not if you tell me that. When she told me she loved me, I should have already known that. I shouldn't have to be like, well, why you love me? Why you telling me you love me? So what I would tell her was, just show me that.
Yeah.
Because it's only been 3 weeks, you ain't showed me shit. Over there, you know, something that you mean.
You love with something you did.
So
Exactly.
you're not saying it's not
Even the
possible.
feeling you may have given
I'm
her.
not saying it's not possible.
I see what you-
I'm just
I see
saying,
what
like,
you're saying.
yeah,
It's a little too
it's
quick,
an
too.
action.
Yeah, I
It's
got
action.
you.
It's not
I got
just you on the phone
I
and
like
then you
that.
see you.
Y'all should
Oh,
have
I
been
feel like I
closer.
love you.
Yeah.
Nah.
You should have had that same feeling. You know what? I feel the same way versus, fuck you feel that for? You better get a blanket. Bundle up. You got them weighted blankets now. You better bundle up.
I was with somebody that I love where he did, like, he was a bunch of fun.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was a bunch of fun.
Yeah.
So I think now that I got out of it, I was like, damn, I don't think I really loved you. I think I loved you.
You love
What's
what
wrong?
you did, yeah.
I liked it, that part of you. Because that was in me.
You don't fall in love, though.
So the whole time I
You
had
never.
3 kids with this person. I had 3 kids with this person. So 14 years, 3 kids. And I was like, damn. I did not really love you because now I'm looking at you, you know, out of the relationship.
I should love you. I should love you throughout.
That's deep.
Yeah, I should love and respect you throughout, even if we
Look at that.
separate, whatever.
Say what you just said again. Say it again. How many years you was married or in a relationship?
14 years.
How many years?
3.
And you realize what?
That I didn't really love him like I thought I did.
So, who's the problem? Is it the man? Because why would it take me that long and that many children to figure out you ain't shit?
Oh damn!
Shut up.
Oh damn!
You only get one
I
side.
gotta take him out. I gotta take him out. They gonna get him. They gonna get him. I gotta take him out. Damn.
That's your side.
I gotta take him
The
out.
point I was making is like a dude, right? If I date you and it don't work, I date you, it don't work. I date you, it don't work. I date you, it don't work. Who's the problem? It can't be all of you.
You're the variable. You're the common denominator.
So within that 14 years and them kids, somewhere along the line, she played the stop playing.
So hold on.
Let you
So all y'all got that woman intuition shit, right?
I mean, don't get me on
Man.
here pulling shit, but I was so
Someone
in
need to
love
change
with the
batteries.
fun
Yeah,
that
yeah,
we
yeah,
had.
yeah.
I overlooked this
She
shit.
loved
And
the
so in
relationship.
that moment,
She
it was
was
real
real
hard in that moment. Sometimes
No,
it
it was the
be
relationship.
outside of the situation.
Yeah.
You see.
What is really
Okay,
is?
but that's no
Right.
different than you guys loving women for physical attraction, and then as soon as
Happens all
the
the time.
physical change,
You done.
you're done.
Happens all the time.
Or because the sex,
Happens all the
the
time.
pussy's good, so you want
Happens
to
all the
stay
time.
around and.
But that's you gotta change. But that's a conversation. I
I
meet you.
wanna know-
Hold on. I meet you. I date you.
Oh, let's
I meet you. I date you. Right on. Initially, you're gonna tell me. Most women, you sound like the type. You're gonna tell me, hey, I'm either looking for X, Y, or Z. Right?
Shoulder book.
Right? You're gonna tell me that, right? I don't even gotta ask. You're gonna tell me.
Still lies and butterflies.
You're gonna tell me, right? Somebody's gonna tell me what they're looking for.
Dedicate
And if what I'm looking for don't align with what you're looking for, and in the middle we make some fucking compromise, then we to blame. Ain't no victims. You're a volunteer. You signed up for this shit. So if we already going into
when you 100 with somebody, they be like, oh yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
yeah.
Listen, you do not have to lie to me. We
You
can
ain't got a
do
lot of
opposite
kicking,
of
correct?
this. You
You
let
ain't
me
got a
know
lot of
the way
kicking.
we
No,
want.
I think we do got a lot sometimes.
No, you
No, you don't.
Let me explain.
Oh, shit.
Let me explain.
Because if I ask you, baby, I look good in my dress, and you sit up here lying and talking about, yeah, you look good.
That's a favorable lie, I'm not gonna lie.
TV,
That's
look
a
like
perfect-
fucking food.
That's a perfect good lie.
We
That's a perfect good
lie
lie.
on that app all the time.
That's a bad example. That's a
I
good
come
lie.
under some of them
That's
pictures.
a terrible example.
That
That's the worst example you could get. That's the worst example you could get.
all the women will come
That's
back
the
and
worst
like, hey, you look fucked up. You need to take them eyelashes off. You need to take that lace front off.
Unless your nipple out, like that's a bad example.
Yo,
I mean, I know you look good right now. You look good. What like the other dress you got?
So you're right. You gotta lie.
So y'all gonna lie?
That's an acceptable lie.
ain't gonna do it.
That's an acceptable lie.
I'm
You
be
just
real.
proved his own point. That's an acceptable lie. You two motherfuckers cancel each other out.
Jonathan,
Can you
say
do
what you
somebody
want.
else?
Motherfucker, stop. Hey, baby, we gonna have to change that one.
I've had to do it before.
what you mean?
I've had to do it before.
I
Like
don't think we should
position?
go out.
No. She wore something that I was like, I didn't realize it was already out. And she leans over, damn near teeth. I was like, oh shit, whoa, audible. I was like, no, we gotta go home. That ain't right, yeah. And I didn't peep it. I didn't think about it. I was like, oh, we was just going here and we did it going somewhere else. And we in the store, she leaning over, picking up. I was like, oh shit. No. If I can see anybody else can see, we gotta go. So yeah, it happens. But if you get dressed and I say we're going this place and you wear something, I can look at it and be like, oh no, that's cute. Unless it's like fucked up, unless
Like, look,
unless it's a little crazy
I
or
won't-
this. Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, nah, fuck it.
I'm gonna tell you straight up, Sean.
I like it, or I like it. I like the other dress better. I tell you, I like the blue dress better, or I find something I like about it. Oh yeah, I like the buttons; those are nice. I like the earrings; that's cool.
People gotta separate contributing to delusion versus telling the truth.
That was a good one.
Stop swinging on people,
That
bro.
was a good one. Get that man a paper towel. That was a good one.
You was talking about me with my stomach hanging out. I don't care.
I didn't see that shit.
I'm in the water. You names in the towel. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
Be honest. You wanna be honest? Tell
I
the
didn't
truth.
hear it.
Exactly. You was talking shit.
I'm not a witness to it. I didn't hear
Like,
it.
he came in looking pregnant as fuck.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
Keep it a buck. Like,
I'm in the water.
Okay, are we lying or you telling the truth?
There you go. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't hear it.
see it. I see
It was
it
none of
now
my
that she done brought
business.
attention to the
I didn't
motherfucker.
Okay.
I see it now that she
I
done
saw it, but I
brought
didn't hear it. I ain't hear nobody say nothing about it.
Okay, but
No, I mean, I
I
see
saw
it
it,
now
I hear it.
that she brought attention to
I
it.
mean, that was just a perfect example. Are you gonna tell the
If
truth
you didn't know
now?
me and I stepped out like this, would you be like, why would she step out with her belly hanging?
No, because
If I'm with you,
because the dress it flares. So
Yeah,
like
so it
the
wasn't
shirt, I
noticeable.
mean, it flares, so you can't really notice off rip. Like you had
Are you
to.
being truthful or?
but once you see,
It
Okay,
flares.
well,
Am I
once
saying
you
something?
see,
But
But once you see
once
it,
you see,
No,
you know this
That's
ain't
how I
got no
got-
six pack.
that's how I got fooled too. That's how I got fooled too.
Yeah.
Shut
But
up.
see,
know
but
this
see,
is
with a
like,
sunglasses
all right.
on. You know,
That
that's
don't
outside
make
when you
a-
got outside. What's up?
That don't disqualify
What do
her.
you say when you see? What do you say when you see?
Oh,
Yeah, when-
like when she just showed me,
What do you say when you
it's
see?
like, oh no, it's not bad. Like it's there. It's there. It's not bad. No,
Motherfucker.
I'm
Come
gonna
on.
keep it up.
Come on, say
That was
it's bad.
smooth.
It's there, but it's not bad.
I did not have sex with that
And I
woman.
think it's on, but she be like, nah, I think you need to change your shirt.
Yeah.
It depends.
Depends on the
I'm
guy.
gonna say
Okay,
that.
but
Some
why,
guys
why
might
do
be
I need
comfortable
to
with it,
change?
some might
Because
not
I
like
don't
it.
look
It
right
depends on the
in it,
guy.
or my
Yeah.
stomach hanging out? Like,
See,
why would I need to change?
that's a minefield. That's a minefield.
Hey, listen,
Like, what?
hey,
I'm
listen,
gonna show you.
me,
Pick something else out. Like, man.
Hey,
Oh, I love this. I love this joint over
10 years in the
here.
army, I'll walk right through that
hey,
line. I'm gonna tell you.
Hey.
Let them go though.
men care about what our women look like to our homeboys.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Oh
That
yeah.
shit matters.
Absolutely.
We like coming and our boys like, nigga, I see you, nigga.
Yeah.
That matters.
Oh, yeah.
If our homeboys like, nigga,
Yeah,
you got them
definitely.
smoking.
Yeah,
You protect me. That shit matters. to us.
Just like no man wants somebody nobody else wants.
I would say like that has a little percentage to me. That's not like a top tier, but I would be.
Those are dangerous situations,
I
bro.
wouldn't be lying if that motherfucker didn't cross my
Dangerous
mind.
situation, y'all, bro.
But no, I would have told you like, let me help you out. Let me see what you got in there. Because I'm gonna make you look bad as fuck when you coming out this house. Even if I look like trash, I'm gonna make you look
Because I
bad.
usually don't show my stomach, and I was like,
Girl, show
I
your
had no
skin.
stretch marks. I was like, fuck it.
sexy.
But some of that shit that I be saying, I came over here like this. I probably wouldn't have worn it if we was going out.
But I'm saying like it does not look bad for real.
You
can't see
I personally
shit.
haven't thought twice about that shit. Like until you just said that,
But
I'm
that goes to
trying
show you,
tell
women have a subconscious
no doubt.
We know.
Insecurities.
more so than men do.
No doubt.
It's
like-
All of us can be our own worst critics. Right.
Right. So the delivery
The bar is different.
of when you tell someone that you care about
Yeah.
how they look is key. It has to be on that delivery. And I ain't gonna be like, what the fuck you got on?
Right.
The caveat is that you care about them.
I don't care if you're my friend, my girl, my wife, whatever. I ain't gonna be like, what the fuck is you wearing?
You gotta be tactful.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
said it yourself. I care about
You gotta be
them.
tactful.
I
Now,
care
I
about them.
might say that shit to Jermaine or something because we're cool like that. Like,
You gotta be tactful.
I'd be like, bro, the fuck? But we know that we joking and it's out of love. A girl not gonna do that, but they gonna be like, bro, why you dissing me like that?
So switching up topics a little bit.
Hold on, I want to know what Jonathan was trying to say for like 10 minutes.
Go ahead.
13 minutes.
Sometimes, especially like when I was up in my 20s, the reason I would lie to a female because y'all move based on what y'all hear.
Yeah.
Like y'all are hopeful.
For real. Hold on, let me finish.
Wishing well. Wishing well.
I've never met a being
wishing
so
well.
fucking hopeful. Y'all bitches got faith. Like, if y'all believe
Unbreakable.
this shit is gonna be what y'all
Unbreakable. They
if
dreamed
y'all
about
be
it.
saying that shit,
That's your
man,
girl.
y'all giving a nigga upside down head,
Zodiac
reverse
sign.
head, y'all jumping tricks. But if we just tell y'all
Sound
that
like
we ain't
choice.
shit, if we be honest,
No.
you not
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Get the fuck out of here. Both y'all going there. Both of y'all going there with that shit.
Don't do that.
Both of y'all going there with that shit.
what did I miss?
Oh, no. We're not going there. She not here. She not here.
No, she ain't getting nobody to miss it.
She's
She's
not
not
there.
saying the delusional part, but go ahead.
Okay, we must have missed something. Okay.
She not here. Leave it alone.
But yeah.
Leave it alone.
Women
Leave it alone.
are so hopeful. When you give them hope
I'm being
that
good.
that you're gonna be
No, you're
her
not.
husband or that y'all are gonna be this unit, man, that bitch will turn flips like I ain't never seen before in my life. Hey,
But that's the game. That's the game, and that's how you manipulate.
And
But you didn't want to do that though. That's the game. That's the game.
If I keep it
That's
real,
the game.
it's gonna be very basic and minimal. But her effort, when she got hope, that shit is next level.
It don't take much.
I'm telling you what
It
I
don't take
know.
much.
If that bitch is hopeful,
Don't
nigga,
take
you
much.
gonna get 81 circles.
It don't take much.
81.
It don't take much.
I was always taught
So
to
that's
get
why you gotta
people's
lie.
words and watch their action.
Yeah.
That's what I teach my children too, because you will save yourself a lot of
Absolutely.
bullshit.
Because talk is cheap.
You got a mic? What you got?
I just have
Water.
one thing to say since I just realized today how fake y'all are.
Oh my
If
god.
y'all see me and I got 2 stomachs and a body contour,
Right, let me
take
know,
that
like,
shit
why ain't somebody
off.
say it
It
clear?
ain't
Like,
cute. If I got back fat, I tell me to take it off. If them thighs ain't thine and the cellulite is popping, tell me to take it off. Be 100 with me. Don't sell me no lies, no unflash, nor no drink.
Here's the best I'm gonna do. Here's the
But look, that's what we kind of, I feel like we shouldn't care so
That's
much
on y'all.
about what other people think, because we all got one life to live. You know, when I leave here, I want to feel like I did everything I wanted to. I don't care what nobody thinks. So that's how I live.
no, that's true, but
That's why y'all to tell her.
Now, if it's different, if it's inappropriate and the wrong, if the setting has to be right.
But my thing is, if you 9 times out of 10, I'm not saying this with all females. 9 times out of 10, if a female asks you if something looks good on her,
They already
that's
know.
because she feels like something don't look good on her. I'm not speaking for everyone else, but if I have 2 stomachs in one dress, tell me it don't look like. Don't be like, oh no, baby, it look good. No, it don't.
Don't
Girl,
forget,
you said
you want to know. Yeah, you're
Because
asking so you.
I know you're lying at
Right.
this point.
You said
Because
yeah,
certain
I
things.
said shit. Go over there.
Go over there. So ladies, go over there. Go over there.
The numbers. You said
Women's
women ask this question.
Women.
I think you said 9.
Women,
I
leave it with
remember. No, everybody, some people say they want the truth and they genuinely don't. And that, I'm not taking that from anybody. When I say I don't like lies and butterflies, I'm speaking of me. That's how I feel. I don't want you to lie to me. I don't want you to be like, oh no, this looks good on you. And it really doesn't. And you're like, you're kind of like, this is a nice, like in your mind, you're really like, I don't want to hurt her feelings, but I genuinely don't feel like this looks good on her. You understand? That's just like, I feel like, I've asked them this, if you're dating a woman and you meet her a certain way and she starts to gain weight, don't become unattractive to her. Let her know. Work out with her. Don't belittle her for gaining weight. But babe, let's work out together. But if you let it get out of control and you have a problem, every woman can't take that. But I've learned, and I literally, this dude I dated, his baby mom was like, I don't understand why you don't want to be with me. And he was like, cause you don't look like how you look like when I met you. She was like, but I thought you liked big girls. He said, no, when I met you, you was small, and that's how I liked you. When I met her, she was big, and that's how I liked her, but I don't like her big. I'm like, you knock her with 2 babies.
It looked different.
Like her baby, whatever.
It looked
But
different.
his thing was how I met you is how I liked you. So when you start to change from that, the attraction changes. But as a man, women are very funny about their weight. So if she starts to gain weight, 9 times out of 10, she has an insecurity about that all by herself without you saying anything. So when you start to change how you act towards her because of it, instead of being like, babe, let's work out together, let's do this, let's do that, it's gonna create a different
What if
shift.
she don't
Before
want
it
to work
get-
out?
I was gonna say.
if she doesn't want to work out, then that's a different problem. But to belittle her for the change is the issue. But if you're trying to make her a better person, that's like if she has drive and you don't, but you don't want to do better. That's then up to her to be like, okay, well, he doesn't want to do more than he's doing, so let me go ahead and leave. That's in any situation. If you're trying to help somebody be a better version of themselves and they don't want to be better, that's when you have to remove yourself from the situation, whether it comes from career growth, whether it comes from being a person in general, whether it comes from their body image. Because women do take heed to what certain men think and feel if they have a certain level of respect for you. But you can't do things in a belittling manner. You have to do things in a supportive
that's
way.
that's the way
From a love standpoint.
too, is the way that you say it.
Now, when you say belittling, that is subjective because
But you get him fat, but let me sit here and eat these chips and these bonbons and you need to lose weight.
Or dedicate
what I'm
some
saying
to
is sometimes a man can come to
That's
you
your
and tell
special
you
thing, huh?
that, hey, let's work out and stuff, and you be like, why are you trying to be like that?
But that's
And they
because
be
she
like-
don't
and
want
they
to
be
lose
like,
weight.
Hey, I'm just saying what belittling is subjective.
Yeah.
Just like disrespect is. Like, I ain't no disrespect.
It also has to do with how the person receives what's being said. A person's heart set doesn't mean he's trying to belittle you. You just received it as him being condescending. So really his intentions might not be to bring you down or be condescending. He might just be mentioning it, but you so fucked up about it already that you just hear you don't hear nothing but red.
Well,
no matter what it
well,
says.
I'm gonna be honest, that's me. Because
Okay.
if I feel like the slightest bit of disrespect
Okay.
or anything that's gonna trigger me, you gonna get that shit. You gonna feel that shit.
Okay, what you
And
should
that may not be the case.
what you should do is seek clarification though.
I blow up. That's what I'm saying.
You're
But that's my honesty.
human. You're human.
That's my
truth.
example of saying in a respectful way. I knew this guy, point blank period. He was dating my friend. And I'm talking about, he got her gym membership. He's like, did you go to the gym today? You need to go to the gym. He would check her login. And she was like, well, I don't want to be this size. He was like, well, I like my girl size 2. Well, she wanted a size 2 when you're mad. But he was so like,
That's controlling.
about it. And I'm like, why don't you just leave her at the gym? Why don't you go to the, in that aspect of what I'm saying? But if he presented it the way that he's saying he presented it, then that's more to Jermaine's point. She just don't want to do anything different. Now at that point, you have a decision. Do I want to stay as we're going, or do I not? One of my mom's friends got divorced from his wife because when he met her, they got married. She was ambitious. She was this. She was that. For whatever reason, she fell into a deep depression. She didn't want to work. She started gaining weight. She didn't want to do anything. And he's like, well, what happened? Like, you don't, I'm trying to help you. What do you need from me? And she just literally didn't want to do anything. She just threw herself away. So then they ended up getting divorced. But he tried to help her. You can't make somebody do something they don't want to do.
But that's a failure of communication before it's a failure of anything else.
Right.
And we can't talk about it.
Communication was not there.
Yeah, if we can't talk about it, then we can't work on it. If me even bringing it up, you gotta know. You know how to talk to your partner.
It's very
You
hard.
know what. You should know what triggers them.
It's very hard to talk to
For real.
her.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm just saying that's a failure of communication before
You
anything
say
else.
it's hard to talk to a woman.
Yeah, it's
Someone.
very hard to
Sometimes.
talk to her.
No, it's okay that
Sometimes.
it's a woman, it's just her partner, period.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, let me tell you
But I
why.
don't want to be around somebody that's hard to talk to.
Let's take you out of the
Yeah,
equation.
I don't want to be around somebody that's hard
Take
to
you out
talk
of the
to.
equation. It's very hard to talk to women.
Hold on.
Okay,
Hey, black women or women?
Yo,
Oh, really?
I'm asking
Really?
Yeah, that's
You
really.
gonna dig a little deeper with that?
That's really though. That's really though.
Are you telling me that it's difficult to talk to a Chinese woman like it is a black woman?
And I did the Chinese
I
woman.
have talked to a Chinese woman before.
I have too.
That shit is not the same.
It ain't.
That's
No.
not the same.
No. She
This
don't listen
is
to
like
shit.
two whole
But
fucking
they're not
worlds.
gonna have the same
Wait,
problems as
she
a
is
black
not
woman
gonna-
either.
hold on.
That's
She is
true.
not gonna lash out.
That is
She's
very
not gonna
we
lash
got a
out.
little more drama
Right.
trauma than y'all do.
She's not gonna lash out right away.
Look at all that stuff. I tell you
I'm gonna give you an example.
Talking to hand and shit.
They can act weird.
No, but motherfucker will come at you. Will come at you, and especially as you being a black man.
Why do so many rich black men go to the other side then?
Because that's where comfort is.
Why?
That's where comfort is.
Why are so many brothers who are
Because
successful leaving
I'm gonna
sisters?
tell you why.
Hold on.
I hear this.
I'm gonna tell you.
Hey,
Right.
I can use many examples, but let's use one current one. How did Young Jeezy have all these bad bitches from 2000 to 2017, 18, and marry a Chinese woman? Out of all them sisters he had when he was hot, none of them appealed as a wife. How out of all of them, he goes immediately marries and gets pregnant with an Oriental woman?
I'ma tell you.
What is it about her that none of these sisters had? I want to hear.
All right,
I don't know.
I'm gonna let you speak right now.
I don't know.
Call.
All the sisters that never had.
Call, he about to speak. Come on.
Well, I'll start by saying, even though it's very much different, I still feel like it's no excuse needed. So I feel like as black women, there are things that we do need to take a little bit of accountability for. So I will say that.
All right. So check it out. Within our
Answer my question.
He not too.
that's what I was trying to do.
All right.
If you will let me.
Right.
All right. So within the American society and the way that we move here, the way to communicate and things like that is totally different than when you go to China. All right. Now I've actually
India.
been in the country and messed with a Chinese woman. In Korea, messed with a Korean woman.
Okay.
The communication is much different.
Okay.
Even a strong alpha Chinese woman will sit down and listen and be like, well, motherfucker, did you catch this point and this point? And now you got to sit back and say, did he? But she'll also tell you, yeah, you were right on this, and I was emotional, I fucked up. A lot of women in America, they finna tell you that part.
A lot of women in America, a lot of black women.
A lot of women in America.
I already got something rolled up.
Because I done messed around with a cracker too. Like,
Look, I'm gonna give you a prime example. I'm gonna give you a prime example of communication. There was a post today, right? White dude. The post, no, it was a girl, but the white dude commented on it. The post was types of men to avoid.
That was my post, motherfucker. I mean, oh.
My God.
You know, to the motherfucker.
Hey, that was a real time. That was a real time. Now look. Look, James. If my perception of what she said was different, that could have went left. Why you talking to me like that?
Right.
She could have triggered something.
Right.
Don't call me motherfucker.
Right.
Whole aura could have changed.
Whole world can change.
But anyway,
But you a cool ass nigga.
yeah.
That's right.
So the post was she had it was 5 types of men to avoid. Right? 4.
The top of the list.
So the white dude comments and says, "Man, I have great qualities that a woman would like, but none of them appreciate me." A woman replies and says, "I don't think you understood the post. It's about certain types of men to avoid. Those are not great qualities." So then I commented, I said, I think what he was trying to say is he's not listing himself as one of the men posted. He's saying he has great qualities that women don't appreciate. Her response, "Thank you for your clarification on his thoughts." And I'm like, I could feel, because I'm like, I'm just clarifying because he agreed with what I said.
Who said that? Brittany said that?
No, she posted that. I didn't put the name who said
Okay.
So,
Ain't too many white people. I ain't talking
so
about.
my whole point was sometimes people listen to reply. See, she listened to reply. I read it and I comprehended what he was saying.
I'm feeling you.
And a lot of time when we talking, we thinking of what to say next. We ain't really processing what they saying,
Right.
so we can reply accordingly. And especially if you're a man,
I'm
a woman
guilty of
talking,
that.
we be like this. Boy, I got one motherfucking line.
Yeah,
to
that's
shut
it.
this shit right down.
guilty of that.
But I'm not listening to it.
Yeah.
Right.
I stopped at a certain point.
Yeah. And that's
I
where
think
the
that's
problem
so
comes
different from being a
Yeah.
mom too, having 5 children. You gotta learn
White
that.
men's
Yeah,
with money.
keywords.
Go to the other side.
I mean,
It's communication.
It's too hard for the answer.
It's communication. It's communication. I can communicate with a Chinese woman better than I communicate with my sister.
Right.
You know why? Because of the trauma we both been through.
right.
So somewhere along the line, we gonna keep bumping heads. See, a Chinese woman can't really relate to what we've been through, but she's willing to listen and understand. A white woman might be willing to listen and understand.
They can't
But
understand.
unfortunately-
They'll listen, but they'll never understand.
Unfortunately, yeah, I mean, it takes.
I think I was like,
But it's up to you. It's up to you.
They don't know who you
It's
I'm
up
gonna
to
tell
you.
you. I'm gonna tell you that she's 100% correct. But what that Chinese woman did say to me is, I will never understand the things that you've gone through, but I will respect it.
And you wonder why they always get divorced from the same people. They take everything that they got. So carry on.
But it's up to you. It's up to you to teach people how to talk to you. It's
Right.
up to you.
And-
If we have an argument right now, me and a woman, we have an argument. It's not gonna last very long. I'm like, all right, first of all, you send me words. Let's make it a little bit more succinct. Let's take the emotions out of the fucking equation. Make the shit succinct. Period. Give me facts. All I want to hear is facts.
shit.
When, where, why. That's all I want to hear.
Why you
I don't want to hear shit before that or after. Make it succinct. If you make it succinct, we can talk all day long. We don't gotta raise our voice. We don't gotta get in our bag. We don't gotta do none of that.
But
We just
I
have a regular
feel-
conversation. This is the issue.
We're
This is how I feel about it. This is how you feel about
never
it.
gonna be taken out.
That's-
All right,
But
what you guys say?
you can still go with facts, right?
When a woman
You can leave with
says,
facts. That's fine. Yeah, we can talk emotions later, but we can leave with
I
facts.
be like, feelings over facts.
That's why arguments last too goddamn long.
Let's go.
Okay, so I have a couple of statements. First, when you're asking why black men are marrying Oriental women, in a sense, y'all kind of taking away the struggle of a black woman when you're asking that question. But the same way that black men marry outside of their race is the same way that black women also
Yep.
marry outside of their race.
Yep.
So ask yourself how Serena Williams dated
But we know
all
why.
these black
I know
men
why.
not done.
I know why. I know why she'll go mess with a white dude.
But time out.
Right.
You feel like
But
she
most
did
of us
all
ain't
shit?
shit.
Hold on,
Well,
hold on.
hold on. But in
She wants
saying
something
that,
different.
No,
She
no.
wanted to see something different.
No.
That's why
Listen.
Jeezy. That's why Jeezy got the Oriental. He wanted
you
something
got
different.
something to say. You got
Well,
something to say. Come on,
Go
with
ahead.
it.
Serena went to a white boy. Cause every nigga that she was fucking with had money.
Take your time.
So when a nigga get money, he
Okay.
get bitches.
Yeah.
He get hoes.
Okay.
So guess what? She had money. He had money.
We can't both. Yeah, okay.
It was two bulls in the goddamn palace.
Can't coexist.
So this goes
So,
back to my thing
so,
about
so,
athletes.
so then when she dated Carmen, she dated a couple local black guys. Everybody just get their fuck game on.
Okay.
They, you know what? They can pull up somewhere and get this new bitch, that new, well, not bitch, but this woman and that woman. Wasn't nobody really just stand their feet to the floor like, hey, I'm in, I'm
Maybe
like
I want her
that.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he wanted her like that.
Yes, because a lot of us, when we get to this certain standard,
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna tell you something. You can kiss my ass, man.
Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it.
Wait, we
Take
still
it or leave it.
got more.
Okay.
We got.
Go both ways on that one.
Now, I'm about to answer this question about them Korean women and all them type of women. For the black guy.
All right, so the question that was posed, I posted on the thing.
But he gonna answer that question. That's what he just said.
Let her go ahead.
Oh, you ready?
No, go ahead.
You sure?
No, they go ahead.
Okay, your significant other tells you that they were as close as possible to physically cheating, but thought of you and came home. What's the first thing you say to them?
You should have sucked his dick and stayed where he was at. You should have just went ahead and did what you
Yeah,
did.
you know what pack up your shit. I don't know what you can't
Fuck you doing at his house, in his room,
And you
almost
been-
about to have
and you been
sex.
texting them and all
And now
this.
you want to be honest Andy and come home and tell me.
A woman said that?
You got to go.
Wait a minute, you said a woman said that?
No,
Yeah, read it again. Read it again. Listen to this shit,
It
man.
doesn't say
This is a wild ass
specifically a
scenario.
woman. It doesn't pertain to a specifically a woman or a
Wild
male.
ass
It's just a
scenario.
generalized question.
Yeah.
So the
I'm
question
sorry.
reads, your significant other tells you that they were as close as possible
Keep this over
to
here.
physically cheating, but thought of you and came home. What's the first thing you say to them?
Now let's focus on the women hit. Imagine telling Brittany, hey babe, you know I almost fucked this lady tonight, but
And what you gonna
How you
say?
almost fuck
Say
somebody?
what you call me.
How you almost fuck somebody?
You know what? That's an attitude count.
I ain't almost fuck
now
somebody.
if that's her
20 years.
response, if that's her response, that's few and far between.
Yeah.
I ain't almost got put in 20 years.
We gonna play. That's what we
Almost got put.
we gonna play.
Almost fucked.
Hey, we gonna play.
I ain't wanted that bad. Yeah, I ain't wanted that bad for almost. You can't be a little bit pregnant. I mean, I almost fucked. I don't know what that means. You cheated before you ever pulled your shit out.
Yep.
You cheated way before you ever pulled your shit out. Yeah, you think that ain't had nothing to do
So
with it.
there's different forms of cheating, right?
I have a different scenario.
That's what I'm saying. You cheated with
Wait. Follow, go ahead.
I would have said, was she gonna give you any money?
We can break it up together. I'm gonna break it in.
Oh, when you doing that shit?
Wait, let's go around to get responses.
Because if she was staying for it,
I'll tell you what, man.
All right, what was your response?
then we can break it up.
What was your response? Be?
My response?
Uh-huh.
You cheated well before we ever got to that point.
Okay, what was your response?
Cause you know, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna get it.
You almost fucked. I still don't understand that part. You almost. Somebody came home. What do you mean you almost?
Another comes home and tell you they almost.
What kind of blue bullshit is that?
But they bothered you and they came home.
Love should have brought your ass home last night. That's the only
That's what
story.
I did.
I didn't want to go there.
Why you ain't thinking of me before you?
That's what I'm saying. You cheated well before you got to that point.
And how close were you? Was your dick out? Was it
If once I come an option, choose her.
What you saying, Johnny?
I don't know.
You should have stayed where you was at.
Okay, what you saying, Chris?
Oh, we know what she's saying.
Zero tolerance.
No, you don't.
Go ahead, sis.
Just like
Because you ain't got to lie to me.
Okay, so he tells you that.
I
The man comes home.
Stop pushing the button. Stop pushing the button.
I'm asking you.
He trying to put it in perspective though. That's what's important.
Well, she gotta respond. She gotta respond.
No
Go
quality.
ahead, sis.
I would ask what got you to
You know,
this
like
point.
sometimes we get so
Okay, what would you say?
It's in my wife.
You gotta change your
No,
program.
just period.
Just
Somebody you give a fuck
Cause
about.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. If it's a girlfriend, I'm like, damn. That's it. That's all you got to do. Like, damn. If my wife is like, damn. So what was I not doing?
okay. All right, fellas, what y'all got back there?
What's that?
What y'all got? Your significant other tells you that they were as close as possible to physically cheating and thought of you and came home, what's the first thing you say?
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be honest with you. It got to be what mood I'm in.
It depends on the timing.
Yeah, it got to be what mood I'm in. Cause if I'm in a fucked up mood, you tell me some shit like that, ain't no understanding. Now, if you tell me some shit like that, and I'm cool back, and I'm laid back, and I gotta
She ain't got a place to stay, so I wanna know.
You know, if I can take this, what they say, pineapple, and just calm down. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. So you did come home. I might be mad. I said, okay, shit, fuck it, I'm still working. I respect the honesty. We gotta I can still be mad. But, you know, I might say, okay, you came home. Let's blow this shit on over. But it just all depends on what type.
We gotta renegotiate. What got you there?
What you say?
Man, I'm just thinking about the scenarios that he was talking. And if the female was telling me that, or my queen was telling me that, I'd be pissed off, I ain't gonna lie. I really don't know how I would react. I'm not even thinking that kind of.
But we gotta talk about what you got
You
there.
know what I mean? Because I work hard, and I hold it down, and provide, protect everything for you to step out.
But she did step out.
She already
stepped out.
Putting herself in that position was stepping out.
Now, if they would have had sex, it would have been unforgivable.
That shit's stepping out.
If they had sex, it would have been unforgivable. But
If
they just was conversating,
Okay, now.
saying,
I tell you what, now, let's switch it just a little bit now. Let's switch it just a little bit now.
I'm listening.
If it's up now,
If it's who?
us. 1,
Me.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And I come home.
You know,
I come home and say I almost.
Hold on now.
She gonna. If she fuck with me, she like me. She be like, talk to me, almost fuck
The
somebody.
men, let that
We
switch.
might have a whole conversation. We might fight.
Okay,
Man,
now the men come on. Now you know what? We can get in some good conversation. Motherfucker might just fall and say, you know what? I'm cool with it. Before you know it, you sitting over here.
So when you said close, what do you mean by close?
We need context.
It's 7:30.
But it don't.
I know about 10 o'clock, I can wrap all this up and be back at home. So goddamn it, shit, I'm going with it. Shit, I got good conversation, good vibe. Nigga, I'm just in that zone. Little man standing up, little man.
And he allowed 2.5 hours of the sex. I'm listening.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the math. 7:30.
So you don't left the club, you don't left the bar, you don't went to the room. You don't went to the room. And I'm gonna tell you something now. A woman can come out of mile 5, or a man come out of 5. Either way, we both can kill the motion, the vibe. And then say the vibe be killed. You like, damn, motherfucker. You know what? I'm glad that shit happened. I'm like, wow. And then you went home. Some men they pure talk. They like, I'm gonna like to fuck that night. What you talking about? Shit, me and you going through it, and I'm gonna like to fuck that bitch tonight. But you know what? Shit didn't even add up. So you know, you want that woman to understand you. Are you being honest and truthful? You telling the truth, and you know you ain't sugarcoating shit. So you gotta put yourself, how would she feel? It all depends on what type of mood she in. She might say, well, did you fuck? Did you put on a rope? No, baby, I ain't do nothing. I just had a conversation. I had 1 2 minutes drinks on with the homeboy, and you know what I'm saying? We were drinking and shit just went left.
We need a woman to answer that question.
Yeah,
we need a woman to answer that question.
Yeah,
She on the other foot.
Yeah. So then, that's when you put your...
Do we think they should understand us?
Like,
women don't understand it as a motherfucker, but that don't mean she gonna trust you.
I'm not
They understand it, don't mean she gonna trust you.
Me asking,
She might not let you in the house.
why you didn't call me is more so like, I'm not saying that I would have joined. It's just the fact of the matter that I know you say.
You really put that out there, okay.
No, it's not that I want to.
It's funny the way you say it.
It's just the fact of the matter. Oh, you say you thought about doing something. So don't get mad when I do it back to you, because I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna do.
We're not gonna tip the tap.
Oh, yes, the fuck we are.
So it's over then.
You're gonna be able to take
It's
what I
over
give
then.
you.
So it's over then.
Women
But it's over then.
Nah.
It's over then. We're not doing that. It's over then. It's over then. It's over then.
I'm gonna tell you why there's a difference.
It's blown up. It's over.
Buddy got himself in a messed up situation. You're responding and saying you're gonna intentionally go do what he did just.
I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. A woman never exposes her hand. That's
We
one thing y'all have
don't
to
need to be
understand.
together
A woman
then.
never exposes her
We
hand.
don't need to be together then. Yeah, we don't need to be together at that point.
So
No point in this.
we're expected to take all y'all bullshit. Y'all can hurt us, cheat, do everything else, and we're expected to take it?
Statistically, historically, but I'm not saying we should. I'm not saying we should.
Now you need to
Go ahead, man.
The bar is a little
But
different.
you know what?
Anyway.
Now, real talk.
I'm
Now,
not saying you
he
should.
did make a good statement. Cause I'm gonna tell you, grandmama and big mama talk their shit for
But
some
we
years.
are not
But you know,
grandma and
no,
grandma.
Very clear.
Listen now, listen to
They
them.
cook.
Look, the strength of what them women had back then.
Yeah.
The women ain't got that type of
But they, but
then,
the
you know what?
leverage over their head is a lot different now.
But look now, check this out.
Most of these women out earning.
But you know what? It's one thing that big mama and grandmama never discussed. They never came to their children friend, and they never told all they business. There's a lot of shit that grandmama went to the grave with.
Going on this house stand here.
Yeah. Wherever Big Pa and Grandpa at, you leave that shit alone.
Yeah.
Now that shit coming in house.
Grown folk business.
And that's why I say
Get your
I
ass
know,
over there.
That's grown
I
folk
know that
business.
because I was raised by my grandparents, and I'm not
As a
going to live by those
youngin',
same
you would
things.
think grandma and grandpa had a perfect marriage, but as you got older,
love the
grandma had to put up with some shit. 40 years.
Because granddaddy got a family across town.
Had to put up with some shit.
Granddaddy got a family across town. And you learn at the repast. I met him at the repast.
Yeah. What's happening? Yeah.
Look at Denzel. Then had the nerve to ask his wife take care of the baby.
Here's a couple dollars.
You know what I'm saying?
But the
You don't
leverage,
got another chick pregnant.
the leverage is different. The leverage,
Moving fences.
the
Then
leverage
you got the
was,
nerve to ask your wife.
the leverage
Help you
was,
take care of the baby.
the leverage was different.
Because the baby mother died while giving birth.
Yeah. The leverage was different. She could not function by herself. She needed a man.
She needed.
Now they need a man for different
Look,
reasons.
now I'm gonna tell you
The
this
roles,
scenario.
baby.
I'm gonna
The
tell you
roles.
the roles gonna turn.
The
The
roles.
only reason why they let women came into play to be equal to a man or get it close to equal to a man was because of tax. You know that, right?
It could also go to the point of the government will allow anything to come in the form
No.
that would emasculate
Because
the
get
black
what? I'm tell you
man.
something.
Anything to make us look little.
Look.
They'll rather
Look,
make
now,
the
check
black woman higher than put the black man.
My eyes shit, you got
Oh, you don't want to hear that? Oh, you don't want to hear that?
Let's talk it out.
They will do anything to emasculate the black man. Anything.
So,
And that means we'll give black women a high. Look at the roles.
Let me tell you
Hold on.
You gotta put that dress on.
Look at the
You
roles.
gotta put that dress on.
You have a lot of women making more money than some brothers.
Out earning statistically.
But you know,
Statistically, I earn more than 90% of black men. I'm tech.
Point proven.
But one thing about it, I would never sit up here and say that I don't need a man. I want a man, I need a man, but he gotta meet me in the middle. You gotta meet me in the middle.
Because
But if you can't meet me in the middle and you expect me to continue to take care of you, while you be an ancient ass man,
I'm talking about check this out. Real talk. You know what? I gotta ask you a question.
He living in the crawl space. He ain't living in the basement. He in the crawl space. They don't even know he there. They don't even know he there. I'm an electrician. I'm being crawl spaces. We know that shit. You know that shit. Motherfuckers be living in there. They don't even know.
How did you get caught up with a lengthen ass nigga? I want to know
Oh, shit. I gotta get another drink. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. That potential.
Listen what she just said about you expect me to pay all this.
It was something I chose. I take accountability and full accountability for my choices.
Ownership.
I'm not gonna sit up here and say, oh, I should have chosen a nigga that didn't have the grill or had the dreads and had the box Chevy sitting on 26. I'm not gonna say I should have chosen that shit. That was the shit I wanted, that was the shit I liked, and that's the shit I needed at the time. But as I got older, acquired my accolades, got into the federal government, I'm not looking for that type of shit no more.
But you own your experiences.
I need a man that's gonna wear the fucking drawers, wear the pants, and motherfucking
Wait a minute, nigga wearing the drawers?
Oh yeah, wear drawers, because I wear the fucking drawers and
Breeze.
yeah, all
Box
that.
of breeze, whatever.
All that.
Because I always hear about, I'm not going to take care of no niggas and all this. How did a man that had nothing get all the way across their line? Tell me that now.
What you mean, young
How
man?
can you get, huh?
I'm very much so understanding why.
Because you know what? Y'all want to put us down and all this. Then when you know what? Hold on. Listen now.
I think we got a very supportive cat. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't put that on any of them.
And then we got all this going on by men like shit. And then the women like
I don't think that's in his room though.
No.
You talking about?
Yeah, the statement.
Okay.
So then when you sit back and you look, and sometimes, let me see a picture of the last person you dated.
But she's already on the experience.
Oh, I own
Yeah, she's already on the experience. She's not gonna ask you to come in with X, Y, Z because that's what I'm used to. She's gonna say, I'm coming with X, Y, Z and I expect you to have these things.
Exactly what you said. I put that on the app.
Right.
If you really want to know, check out the last 3 dudes you dated or the last 3 women you dated.
But that's in the same
That's how you know.
retrospect that we asked y'all who the last woman you dated, who's the last wife you had, and who's the last situationship you done been in, because y'all continuously expect women to be understanding. As long as we're continuously understanding and take your bullshit, we're gonna be the also woman that you want to marry, and we deserve the fucking crown. But as soon as we come with expectations, or we are asking you to present yourself in a certain manner, that's an issue. I still have
Not with the right man. No.
Okay, so let me, the two-part question. The first question is, one, me too. I'm just in general to understand. I try to see the good in people, even when I should just let it go. I'm like, no, we can work through this. I be trying to love people for who they are.
Oh, no.
You know where they are and all that shit. That's fine.
But
That's fine.
the second thing, what was the last thing you just said?
About them wanting us to be accepting of whatever, just it's the expectations. We just whatever they expect, we just supposed to bow down to.
No, I'm gonna tell you something. A real man don't want no woman to bow down to nothing. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm self-driven. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of men that I hung out with, they like good speaking women. I don't want nobody that, you know what, I can fuck up some words. I don't need nobody to fuck up some shit with me. Shit. Yeah. You need to go to the bank or we need to go get a loan. Or guess what, if I get to this line.
But you know what hurt us the most is when y'all go out and cheat with the same women that you say that you don't want.
Well, that's just sex. That's just sex.
No, because y'all need to say that is just sex. And it's not just sex.
We don't give our hearts to everybody we have sex with.
But you have to make some type of emotional connection to even want to have sex with that person.
No.
Which 9 times out of 10
That's a love man
That's a
decision.
woman decision. We can not even make an emotional connection with you.
Yeah, because let me tell you something.
It can be opportunistic. The elevator stopped.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
Some can be opportunistic.
Like
They
you,
not have anything to do with you.
they're like you. You can have sex with me and don't want to touch me or kiss me. You just open your leg, you want to, okay, come on. Let's do this, It ain't, excuse me, it ain't no touch, it ain't no hug, ain't none of that shit going on. You just want to fuck, you get a nut, we gone. Now, when all the motion come in, when you want to do all the touch, you got to do all the all before with the kissing, I love it.
That comes after the fact. She don't want that. She don't. That comes after the fact. You know what I'm saying? We don't go in that way.
But see, some men don't like to be touched. I'm telling you something. If I'm just straight on just fucking you, I don't want to be touched. I don't want no.
That might trigger your emotions.
If we have that established, by all means, I don't want you doing shit. Nigga, you gonna eat this pussy.
Oh, hell no.
You gonna give me some immaculate dick, 3 rounds minimum, and you gonna get the fuck on. I'm not calling you, I'm not texting you, end the fucking discussion. I'm a nigga at heart too. So don't fucking play with me.
As long as those are ground rules,
as long as
those are ground rules, and we agree on it.
That's just what it is.
You know what we do.
Have you ever made those type of ground rules?
Oh, absolutely.
She very outspoken.
You be surprised.
You know what? She outspoken to the one that she knows she can speak that type of language to. But the ones, you know what? Some of the ones she can't speak that language to.
But you know what? I'm a woman first. That's what y'all fail to realize. I'm a woman first, but I talk that shit too.
Okay.
So I don't play.
See,
I
did
don't
I just
have
pick it
time.
out? Did I just pick it out?
For the bullshit.
I just picked it out.
I really love to know where that's submissive.
Oh,
that's a cuss word. I'm saying that.
I'm just saying, I just love to know where that comes from with you. Like
what does submission mean to you? You say it's a cuss word.
Oh, I don't even have a definition for it.
But why is it a curse word if you don't define it?
No.
Words mean things.
No.
What does it mean?
Words mean things. Talk to me.
I don't think I can define it. It's not even.
So you don't even bang with it at all?
No.
You don't bang with the word.
By all means, if I could be, I would be. If there's a
met
So it's
one
not a
that
curse
can.
word to you then?
Yes, it is.
It's not a curse word.
Until I find somebody that can.
Okay, but that's like every woman. Nobody
No,
wanna,
that's not every
Nobody
woman.
want to be led by a fool.
That's not
Nobody
every
wants to
woman
be
because
led
y'all,
by a
like
fool.
y'all just said, y'all go get the white woman because she is submissive.
No, we
So
just
it's not a
said.
curse word to you. It's just not has to come across the right way. Can we say that? Can we agree on that?
I guess you can.
Fair enough.
We can compromise.
Fair enough.
Say what you about to
Fair
say.
enough.
She said what?
So he asked why haven't I been married? And I said I've been engaged 3 times.
Me too.
I personally, for me, I feel like submission is something that comes naturally when someone trusts you. So as far as cooking, cleaning, and picking your battles, in my mind, I don't necessarily categorize it as submission, but I'm learning that some people think, but it's a safety thing. But when I'm doing all of those things and you're still being disrespectful and cheating and doing all this stuff, I feel like whatever I accept in the relationship, I'm going to be expected to accept in a marriage. So if I take it as boyfriend, girlfriend, and I'm like, I can't see you dealing with this as a husband, I can't expect you to change once you become a husband. So certain things that I have accepted in relationships, I realized I wouldn't want that in a husband, and I can't tell you to change. You know what I'm saying? This is who you are. This is the person I dealt with. So that's why it never went past that. And that's why I was trying to say the
But
conversation.
you accepted the engagement.
I did, and I'm
You
not
didn't
saying
turn
I
it down.
should have. I
Okay,
accepted
so all 3 you
all.
accepted. Okay, but then you never got further because you realized.
And all 3 of them got married and 2 of them are divorced. All 3 of them married the women they cheated on me with.
That's fair enough. Long story short, I think we can all agree.
Never.
Submission. Whatever words you want to use it for, whatever word you want to use it for, we'll just call submission what it is. None of y'all have an issue with being led by a strong man that you believe in and trust wholeheartedly. Here we go. So we don't gotta call it submission. Yeah, we don't gotta call it submission. I have never met a woman. I have never met a woman who would not answer certain words and say, oh, you got this? No problem. Let me focus over here. No, oh, you got this big man? No problem. Let me focus over here.
That is why I
Ain't no
am
wrong with that.
strong and very keen on I don't have daddy issues.
You know what?
You know, the whole thing when it comes to taking out trash, pumping again, I see my dad.
Sometimes y'all
You gotta define what daddy issues are again. I think words
Sometimes
sometimes it's overused.
Yep.
The definition gets lost. So I don't use the word daddy issues because honestly, I don't know what the fuck it means.
Because
You know what I'm
daddy
saying?
issues.
Tell me
Can you
what
say
daddy
sometimes women can be just a little
But
bit too
that's what I was
aggressive?
saying earlier.
A little bit too want to say they independent?
But here's the thing, this is what I said. I said
Come
earlier.
here.
I like that shirt.
This is what I said earlier. I don't know if you were here yet. I said men still perceive themselves to be providers in the head of the household. That's how men perceive themselves. So when you have women who are their own provider and head of the household, naturally she don't have no choice but to be strong. It's not a choice. So when you're coming in as that man to insert yourself into the foundation she has, you absolutely can get a woman who's having a hard time breaking down those barriers or something because she had to build that foundation on her own because any man that came before you let her down. So you may very well get a woman that is a little headstrong. I could say for myself, I'm headstrong, but I try to understand things even if I don't agree with you. I like to pick my battles. I will try to understand it, where you're coming from, and respect you as a man as long as that's what you are. As long as you're respectable. At this point, I will save an argument because what I have been told by married people is pick your battles. You don't have to have an argument about every single thing, right? So the argument, y'all just not seeing. I'm also genuinely an agree to disagree person. You don't have to agree with everything that I say. It don't have to. We're not going to agree on everything. So I can agree to disagree. Everybody's not like that. But to your point, yes, you can get headstrong women, and I can say specifically for me, like if somebody comes into my life and they have everything, like I just need to know that he's being serious when he comes to disrupt my peace. Because when you play with me, I don't like that. Because you can stay where you was. You ain't got to come shake up my world.
You could have left me alone is what I lead with. You could have left me alone.
But then again, that comes back to.
But they're not gonna do that though.
But that. Before we get on that tangent, hold on. Before we get on that tangent,
Like I be like, yeah, you could have left it alone. Like
admire me from afar. Like you ain't ready for, you know, but they're
And
not gonna do that though.
That's where the pre-qualifier comes in.
Fuck away from
Check
me.
this out.
That's where the pre-qualifier comes in. We gotta start asking the right fucking questions.
Okay, you know
Oh,
what?
that's true.
We gotta start asking the right questions. We gotta start having difficult conversations initially, so we don't be in these problems 3 months, 6 weeks, 8 weeks later. We can align. I can figure out in 30 minutes whether or not our values align. You could be of a whole, I'm not gonna say faith, but you could be of a whole different doctrine, a whole different set of morals that I just don't bang with.
That's why I always
You know what I'm
think
saying?
it's
We gotta have a
great.
conversation.
Yeah.
You can't overlook him because, oh, they're cute. I wanna see what that mouth do. Oh, he's got money. I wanna see what he can do. You know what I'm saying?
That's
We
why I
gotta
always
ask
put
difficult
things up
questions,
front
right?
too.
Yeah.
And then they
As you
still
should.
like, you know, and
As
they
you
still,
should.
yeah.
You
So it's like they
should.
still go on, and then it's just, and they still fuck up. Then I'm like, okay, well, I done told you that day one, so now I got every reason to go fuck off.
They still try to finesse, and they're gonna try to finesse, and that's why women's defenses all the way
Okay.
are. That's why everybody's defenses all the way
Check this
are.
out.
What's up?
Hey, is this coming out?
Yeah. I gotta stop on here. You good, brother?
What you got? Come on.
What was your statement?
I said I like to put everything up front on the table day one, like just, you know, put everything out there. Or like just in the beginning, say I'm putting everything out there so that gives you
Why do y'all keep giving her the seat?
She keep asking.
I give any woman to sit there sitting next to me.
Nobody offered me
Huh,
a
you
seat.
want this seat?
Oh, I give anybody a seat sitting next to me.
No, she want an open seat. Now, you know what? Now, okay.
but that gives you
If you was on my right or my left, I give it to you.
And then I gotta get the little seat, and she got my big seat.
Please go get her a high school.
I wasn't in
They want equality around.
I wasn't in no chairs to offer.
I don't understand that.
I'm just wondering.
That's when I
End of the day,
That's when you explode.
we cannot avoid heartache.
Really
We can't avoid disappointment. You cannot avoid it. You can do your best to protect against it, but at the end of the day, you gotta figure out where your line is. You know, you meet energy with energy. So if I come to you and I come to you generally, hello, my name is such and such, what's your name? All right, check it out. Here's my situation. Here's your situation. What do you want to do? You want to go out? You want to not go out? You want to fuck or not fuck? That's your decision. We just gotta have those hard conversations. A lot of times we have them after the fact. It's too late at that point. That's all good.
No,
Take your time.
it both sides. Hell, dude. You got good, strong, quality women right here. You got good, strong, quality men. How the hell we keep just running to the same goddamn road?
But hold on, we don't run to that. I'm gonna say right now, we don't run as a group. We don't run to that shit. As a man, I can go find a woman at Publix and marry her tomorrow. I think there's a surplus of good women.
Yeah.
I can't speak for men.
And
I think there's a surplus. I think there's
of
a
men.
surplus of good women
What your friend
who are ready, willing, and able.
Baby,
There's a surplus.
Big dog.
okay, I'm gonna tell you something. My standards are very high.
Big, hold on.
So what issue are you running into? Talk about it.
Okay, we're talking
What
about.
issue are you running into?
What is that big dog, big step?
You said it's a surplus of good men. That's bullshit.
I said surplus of good women.
Let's use you for example.
Oh, yeah.
You a man with your own house, and you say by yourself. I've been knowing you for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of niggas in your situation. I'm telling you what I know.
That's what I said. There's a surplus of good women.
In your situation.
There's a surplus of good women.
Nigga, as women, I meet women single with money all the time.
Throw a rock at him.
All the fucking time.
Hit him.
Niggas in me, your situation, that shit ain't normal.
That's why the bar different.
That shit ain't
The bar
normal.
different.
That shit
Bar
ain't
different.
normal.
Let me ask you a question. You go to a nice place. Doesn't matter where it is. You go to a nice place right now. There's a dress code for women. There's a dress code for men. The bar is different.
No doubt.
There's a bar is different.
No doubt.
That's just what it is. I like it.
Yeah,
So if you're smart, you take advantage of the bar.
Damn right.
All right. That's why you got so many options. You take advantage of the bar. The bar is little. You hop right over it.
I just feel that if the man got good conversation, good drive, and that he's ambitious on going forward, and he show you he can go forward.
Okay.
Give that man an opportunity. But you know what? This word lane is in all our vocabulary. And a lot of women's vocabulary. Because if you get a man that ain't dressed accordingly, or he don't look accordingly, you know what? They don't want to fuck with him. I don't care that. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Half of the time I come out of the house looking any kind of way. It don't even bother me. I know I can go wrong.
But there's so many
I can get in
options.
something.
Like he got so many
I
options.
can come out dressed very fine. I keep on some car work shit. I'm an electrician.
Somebody that
But you know
I'm
what?
white material.
Everybody's so
you
caught
don't
up
have to
on.
define before you meet me.
And see, I'm not like that.
I'm
So
not
like
like
when
we on
you
the
get
check
so
box.
if
Yeah.
I deal with
Because
a
if you
person
want
I'm not
to
like
check
that,
box,
they still mess up, then I really
Women
gonna be mad.
love them blue collar
I'm
now.
like, I dated this, how you
Cause I'm gonna tell you something. You know what? I'm gonna tell you
Love them
something.
blue collar.
You know what? I'm gonna just tell you
They
what
like
I
the way
did.
they
That's where I
That I
am.
learned.
Women love them blue collar now.
You know what? Everything.
They might, and when they're 20s, they might look the other way at the garbage man. In their 30s, they realize that motherfucker get a picture.
But what
Depending
I
on
want
where
to
you work
know
for,
is
you
where
know
your
what I'm
friends at in the big leagues.
Shit.
That's what we want to know.
Exercising their options.
You know what? You got one right
Keep it
there.
above,
You
exercise
got
their
one
options.
right here. You got one
Exercise
right
their
there.
options.
She said your friend.
I hate to say it. And hold on, they're not gonna tell you. Well, he done already told you. But here's the issue. If you, because I said the bar's different. The bar's different from a man than it is for a woman. So if I'm better than the bar and the bar's already low, I got options. So what will make me settle down with you as opposed
And
to
that's
somebody
what I'm
else?
saying. I don't
stiff.
care for a man that got too many fucking options because by all means, when you meet me, my guy, you finna get slaughtered like a fucking pig. I see
So
that
what do
shit
you want
from-
him in? You don't want a
I
man
see
with
that shit
options?
from a distance.
You don't want a man with options?
You not finna
Well, what is that? I need clarity. I need clarity. Come over here. Let me show this up. Tell me.
Is it life options that you talking about?
No.
Options in terms of women. If he can go pick and
You
choose.
have life options, yes.
If he can go pick and choose.
Here it is.
If he can go pick and choose, why would he choose you?
Here it is.
I'm not in the business of
It ain't about proving. It ain't about proving. It's not about
Hold on.
proving.
Hold on. Let's see what Jonathan got to
What
say.
you got?
That's
What you got,
called
John?
competing.
Every
That's
woman.
us standing in the same line competing for the one person.
And-
What makes you think
listen.
that? What makes you want us to compete for you though?
It's not competition. It's life. That's
But
life.
it's
You can be for a job, right? You can be for a job,
But
right?
in the world, it's life. But in the world, it's called
They'll accept competition as long as you don't come to a man.
Every woman in her
Well,
right
this
mind
shit about to fuck us up now.
wants a man with options who chooses her out of those options.
Exactly.
I don't want
But you know what? In a logic, in a sense, that is true.
Don't go over there. Don't go over there. Don't go over there. Don't go over there.
That's called competing.
Don't tell me
I'm the woman.
Why do y'all think y'all want competing?
If online is the woman, I'm competing with the next woman.
You have to be.
Choose me.
Thank you. And you're okay with that.
That's
competition. That's life.
That's the dating market. No
That's
matter
life.
What
That's
she's
life.
saying is, don't sit up here and try to be
Don't put
an
it on her
a-hole and tell me that.
No.
Don't tell me
No, the
that.
reason why I said
It's
it, 'cause I was
unsaid.
with somebody who
Okay.
Yeah, it's unsaid.
I can say
Yeah,
that
it's
because I
unsaid.
was with somebody that I was in that exact situation.
But that's life. We're all competing.
We're all
Don't
competing.
Because of me, I won.
But I'm not gonna throw it in your face and be like, oh, I got 30,
That's
whatever.
what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Because if we're even talking, that must mean there was some interest.
Okay,
When you talk to
You know what? I learned this.
That ain't me. But I'm just saying, we
No,
talking
I'm
the
just
same
saying,
thing.
as far as a man,
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
But you understand it's a
You saying that to
competition.
me, you saying that to her and her.
But you understand it's a competition. Right? You understand,
I
right?
get that.
That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say. Now, I'm not asking you.
I lived it. I lived that.
We're not asking you to prove yourself.
And listen,
Because it don't have to be said.
and listen,
No, I didn't have to do anything.
You don't have to be
At
said.
your age, you know that when you meet a guy, you know whether or not he has options or not. You're not crazy.
You still want a man with options.
You
You
know.
approach me and you don't tell me you have all these
Why don't you let
options.
keep
That's a
why don't you
problem.
talk
should
about
know.
his options like we don't be having options and shit too?
Cause you get around too.
A man's options are different
You
from
get
women's.
around too. You got some options.
Hey,
You got some options.
Let's go with that. Tell him that. Please don't tell him that. Please don't tell him that. Please don't. Oh, shit. He about to fuck the whole party up. He about to fuck the whole party up.
How is a man's options different from a woman's options? All
No,
you
man.
can do
Because
is
the
get
bar is
fucked.
different.
All you can do is get fucked.
Really?
Hold on, let him
She about to get lit on fire in your house. Let's talk about it.
A man who got his shit together can get married whenever he wants to. You can't. I'm telling you what I know.
I'm not gonna bring up his name.
You can get fucked when you want
He's
to.
not wrong.
role is sex.
All you gotta do
We
is
can call it relationships.
I ain't telling you what I heard.
I'm just telling you,
All you
it's
gotta do
sex. Women control sex. Men control relationships.
You sexy, cute, and soft, you can get fucked with no problem. But as far as him telling them substance, marriage, only you.
We give you that. We give you
Good
that.
luck.
We give you that.
But a man,
And we know what the bar is. We know what the standard
Women
is.
been getting down.
We
Oh,
know.
yeah.
We been getting down there.
Like an argument with
Hey,
me.
he been getting down too now. He just came, he been coming back and forth.
I'm talking political. I'm talking political. I'm talking political. I don't want to get out of hand. I don't want to get out of hand.
Boy, y'all been breaking the heat.
I don't want to get out of hand.
slow down.
I don't want to get out of hand.
But
I
the
don't want
thing
to get out of hand.
is, I like that he's a little bit irrational.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
He can see things from a woman's perspective as well as a man's perspective. You guys gonna give it to us raw and uncut from a man's perspective, which is what we want to hear and we need to hear. By all means, I needed to hear that.
You need to hear what he got to say.
Oh, but I'm waiting on him. Cause he's ready to get foggy. Let's go.
Oh, shit.
Not the toy shelf. Not the toy shelf. Come on, that's all about it.
Cause I'm just trying to make sure you're not trying to be on the slaughter
Only
table.
thing we can do is go back to order table.
What do you mean by slaughter? I need
The
to
process she put a motherfucker through. The process
I
she
know,
put
but
a
I like
motherfucker
him though. I like him though. Let's roll with it. You got room.
through.
Talk your shit, big dog.
Here's a
Oh, damn.
That was the microwave I showed up. Talk about it. Talk on it. Speak on
Talk your
it.
shit, big
Speak
dog.
on it.
I'm listening.
And if it's the point,
Come on, drink that. Let's go.
I just want to ask one question.
motherfuckers,
Alright.
you gotta imagine, it's kind of like when you get
Now, this gonna go a little deep. I hope I can explain it right, cause it just came to my mind.
Your words careful.
Yeah. That's not
You know what? Now my words can
Which
go
one
on.
in
I
her
stutter,
head?
but I stutter a little bit too now.
We
But
understand what you're saying. Come
but
on
I'm
with
just
it.
saying, okay, why a woman with money
Didn't say that the book is called American
Come with it.
really can't lower her standards, but a man with money can lower her standards? Why do the rich stay with the rich and the poor always stay? A man with money can be right here, hit a step down and get something over here, but the woman with money will stay right up here.
Brown said I can make a broke bitch rich.
A man can elevate her. A woman
He
can
also
elevate
said,
her.
but I don't date broke bitches.
Yeah.
Don't forget what he said after.
A man has the ability to elevate you.
No,
The thing is, but isn't that traditional though for a
not.
man to bring a woman up though?
That's what I'm saying.
You know
A
what?
man has that
Okay, you know what?
ability.
You know what? In society now, everybody equal now.
But that's what I'm saying. You have to also understand that history repeats itself,
Yeah.
but generations change as well.
Yes, but you know what? Well,
Okay, let me answer that question. That you
But
specifically asked.
I
The
was-
reason why a man could date a woman who makes less, not even because everybody ain't got it.
Shit, a lot of
Okay, I'm not gonna say nothing.
Got a pocket piss in on window throw it out.
I
That's
don't
the
know
difference.
why a man who has everything would date a woman with nothing. That's not why I
shit.
can't.
Look at the ball player.
But if a man, they don't. It's not that they
A
don't
little
have.
something.
But shit,
They just don't have a lot.
She might be living in her
Hold
car.
on,
That's
to answer
something.
your question, why you said why a man could date a woman who makes less than him, but it's harder for a man to do it is because men sometimes have an issue or insecurity about women that make more than them. It's a lot of men like that who have an issue or insecurity about women that make more money than them. And
Hey,
that,
you hear this? I need to ask y'all this.
But then that's what it comes in when it
Repeat that
says
again.
men
Hold
do
on.
not
Repeat
care
that
about
again
women
right there.
accolades though.
Okay, he said,
He told you
why
that- told you
is
that
it,
earlier.
his question was, why is it that men can date women who are less financially stable than them, but women don't date, in theory, don't date men who is less financially stable than them? And I said, because as a man feeling like he needs to be a provider, he's okay with dating a woman who makes less than them. Some men, a lot of men are intimidated by women who make more money than them. And I'm not talking about the belittling bitch boy.
Right.
What was that movie, that Tyler Perry movie where the woman was making more than the husband, but she belittled him? I'm not talking about those type of women because that's just trifling. But some men literally cannot handle it if their spouse makes more than them, regardless of what it looks like. So that's why it's more common for a man to date someone who makes less money than them and it be okay. Not to say that happens, but just to specifically answer your question, some men are intimidated by women who make more than them. And we live in a society now where statistically women are more successful than men. So the chances of you making more than your woman is not as high as it used to be. So you have to be comfortable with your spouse making more than you. I personally don't care if you're trash man as long as you got a job.
Exactly. Me
But
too.
you gotta take your clothes off outside, but you can't come in the house
When you check out
smelling
my
garbage.
But just meet me halfway is all I'm asking. But then that is where it comes in, where it goes is we don't care about your degree or whatever the case. By all means, if it's gonna put this household at 160,000 a year, and we're able to not only maintain ourselves but our children and whatever else we want to do, vacation, etc. By all means, those are things you should care about. Is all that I'm saying.
Don't say that.
I don't say shit.
I'm about to come
But
back.
man said
Hold on,
that he'll think about the accolades, but
Okay.
he don't care about you because that's part
But
of
that
your
was a
identity.
general response.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have never personally
Okay.
encountered that issue. I'm just saying
Okay.
I've
Should be him
known
anyway.
men who have verbalized
So you know what? I'm gonna tell you
You
something.
him anyway.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, being 100.
Which we know.
I
y'all
dress
don't
down like a
agree.
motherfucker a lot of times.
Absolutely.
Like
Rough,
for
rough.
other shit. You feel? Yeah.
Rough,
Just
rough.
dress down.
Rough,
Good,
rough.
man.
I
Rough,
dress
rough.
down. Dress down like work clothes.
Okay.
All right. You know what? Now dealing with all sisters. Why? I haven't learned this yet. I've been out here a long time. Black men's got to come to the table with the lightsaber, putting on, looking good, all this. A nigga got to come out a big boy ride.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Listen.
I'm an idiot. I don't believe it.
Listen
I'm an idiot.
now. I'm gonna tell you how long.
I don't believe that.
No.
I hear you, but I don't believe you.
I'm gonna tell you now. You know what? I'm gonna tell you
Let's
something.
hear it.
Now, you know what now? Get me out now.
He's speaking through his lenses.
Talk.
Yeah, that's right.
He's speaking through his lenses.
Talk, y'all. Let's go.
Now, nigga gotta come out the big boy style. Now, you get on a Honda Civic, Honda Accord, and guess what? If she's anywhere from a 7 to a 10, Ace, boy,
That shit ain't happening.
you know what? Cutthroat.
No,
Listen now, in the city now, in the city now, you know what? Now, if we just dress totally down, we know our biggest score is 800.
That's Scotch.
Our looks right now might not be, like we got something. We just looking just plain and regular. A lot of our sisters is not gonna say shit though. Cause once we step
I'm
out,
glad they don't. I'm glad they don't. I'm glad they don't.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Makes it easy.
You know
I'm glad they don't.
You know what? That make it easy. But guess
Make
what?
it easy. I don't want that. I don't want her. I don't want her.
Okay,
I
you
don't
know
want her.
what?
If she judging me like that, I don't want her.
But
The new age, they looking for the work uniform. They looking for that blue collar nigga because he's steady. He consistent. He consistent. Now the bird with $150 with $800 worth of nails and $60 worth of hair, maybe.
could I?
Maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something.
New clothes, maybe.
The new
It just depends on where you
generation,
get them.
is cool with. We can stay in the house and you fucking all of us. All of us are roommates.
That's still in love.
Yeah.
That's still in love.
Yes.
But here's the thing. That's why I said a relationship is
Right or wrong.
With
They
two
talking
of
about
them.
they
That is
That's
the new
what I said.
millennium.
A relationship is
That's
when
a
two
right
or
wrong.
more people agree
sister
on.
wives and shit.
Yeah.
But we not
I'm gonna tell you something.
That's
New millennium.
But
You want polygamy.
That's a different
Hey, I'm telling you, that's what's going on now.
Oh,
Don't
we
nobody
understand
want
that
no
is-
relationship. Don't nobody want no.
Who is nobody? My
Oh,
thing is
I'm talking about-
young
you two women have-
generation of people who do not have any direction, who were not raised by their grandparents, who do not have any tradition.
Yeah, you know what? He just said it right. Speak it again.
What's up?
Take yourself out of the equation.
But I know of this because I've been asked to be a third party in multiple fucking marriages and relationships.
But take yourself.
But I'm just saying I know other people as
I
well.
ain't never had a threesome before.
You know what I
I ain't never had a threesome before.
Huh?
I've never had a threesome.
It's emotional. It ain't really that physical. But anyway.
I mean, but polygamy is a thing now.
It's everything now.
It's more emotional than physical. But anyway.
But I wish men would be honest about it and say that is what you're looking for and that's what you want versus you talking about you want to be in a monogamous relationship and want to cheat and do all this bullshit.
That's a different story. That's a different story.
And I'm not talking about a threesome.
Just like a
That's
relationship
a
with
different
more
story.
than one wife.
We ain't there yet. We working on this conversation.
Wait.
As I proceed, do I answer your polygamy question first or his dressing?
Disregard polygamy.
Women first.
Okay. So to answer your question first, I believe in both. I believe in
I believe in
monogamy
too.
or polygamy. I don't believe
Really?
in everybody
What do you
living in the
think?
same house together. But I feel like you do not have to cheat. Be 100 about what you want. I got eyes just like you, but just know if you play, I'ma play too. You can't be the only one playing. So it's a open. You do not have to cheat. You do not have to lie to me. Let me know what I'm getting myself into and let me decide if I want to deal with it. I've been cheated on. That's not a good feeling. So we gotta. When I say I'm big on communication, we have to be open about stuff. Now, will it come with rules and regulations? Absolutely. I can never have a threesome. I know I would take the fun out of it. I think too hard. So if you want to go, do you boo boo? Do you be great? Wear a condom. You can't give her head. We just got basic, very, very basic rules.
Simple rules.
Don't bring nothing back.
But he can do it.
Don't. He can absolutely have sex with somebody else. But hold on, it's a two-way street. You gotta be able to take
What you give out.
You gotta be able to take what you give because when it comes to cheating, exactly.
But you can go and get pussy.
monogamy. But my thing is, you gotta know what type of relationship. I could be in a monogamous relationship or I could be in a polygamous relationship. But if we're gonna be monogamous, we're both gonna be monogamous.
Right.
If we're gonna be polygamous, you can't just be fucking whatever makes your card and then I see a fine ass nigga walk past me and I gotta be a wholesome girl. No, it gotta go both ways. So if it can't go both ways, then baby,
And it's fair.
it's us. We all be that, and that's cool.
That's
It can
what I
go
said.
either way. But my thing is, you don't have to lie. Now, to your point about the way people dress, first of all, I worked in banking, so I done seen whole bank accounts with the way people dress and the way the cars that people drive.
Don't always correlate.
Honestly, the more you have, the more I'm over here like, is your car paid off? Like, how much is your, like, I'm calculating because your bills might be too high. We might not even, like, you just expensive.
We don't
That ain't gonna work.
We don't financially
When
match.
you got too much going on, I'm like, sorry, like, how, like, what's going on?
You
But
even have
I
health
personally, like, yeah, like, you need to have dental vision,
401k,
checking, savings, they both need the whole way. But see, I don't get into how people dress.
So all of
because- no, listen, I don't get into how people dress because my typical get up, I'm in sweatpants, t-shirt, and sneakers and Walmart slides.
So you don't be judged the way you would. I understand.
Hell no, because I feel like people talk to me the most when I'm in my damn gym clothes trying to take
The
my
motherfuckers with the most money have a raggedy sneakers on.
Like the old folks say,
Right.
when you walk out the door looking a mess, that's when people want to talk to you and approach.
Sometimes they say how you dress and how you don't dress.
But you know what? But the men can't come to y'all like that.
Yes,
That's what I'm saying.
Ooh.
It's different. It's different now.
Yes,
It's different.
yes.
It's different.
He's a respectable gentleman.
Let you look like you can work with your hands. It's over.
Don't you even.
That's the difference right there. You're from Georgia. Some of us come from the project.
But
To where that type of stuff is
Maybe
never been
it's the
practiced
kind of
with.
way we go
I
out.
don't know who y'all be with, cause ain't nothing
That's
that's
what
what
I'm-
a man in some sweatpants. Shit.
Absolutely, great was at that.
I'm not gonna lie.
great ones.
I think I have
Great
got
sweatpants.
But hold on. That goes into you trying to be what you think they want versus who the fuck you are.
You around that every
No,
day.
that's who you are. That's who you are.
You around that every day.
I'm trying to be what they want. You don't know what they want.
Let me tell you something. I don't like no nigga that's always look put together because I don't want you to. I am not Keisha K. or I do not want
I am
that
not
expectation on
taking
me. If I
right.
get up and I want to roll out of bed,
Who's
brush
Keisha
my
K?
teeth,
Does it
that's
say
Gucci
that?
Mane white.
Oh, I don't know.
If I can't get out the
She
bed,
got
brush
American
my
accent.
teeth, throw on some sweatpants and walk out
That's
the door,
what I want.
you're so
Her name
into your
was
look.
something
I don't want that. I don't want that stress because every day I don't want to get dressed. And if you're the type of person who have to get up and be from head to
together?
toe to the that's stress.
That's stress.
That
You
is
gotta be
stress.
flexible. You gotta be able to do
You know what?
that. You know?
I wish I could have made every last one of y'all just out here on one by one.
And that's what I said.
And just pulled up and
That's what I
started
said.
back. You ain't getting out
But
here
hear
up
me
back.
out. But hear me
It
out.
been a whole
But
different
this is
story.
what she
The
was
first thing the
saying.
girl would have said, he look broke, girl. I don't know about him, girl.
There's no
He-
such
I
thing.
think they done changed their lens.
No,
I think they done
they-
changed their lens.
There's
But
no
see,
such
that
thing.
is what you were saying. That some of us come from the projects, and by all means, I was raised by my grandpa. I'm used to seeing overalls and you know,
I wear them
Stacey
too.
Adams.
I used to go to 112 with a pair of
And-
Stacey Adams.
You know,
Nigga, I went to
That's
112 with a pair of overalls
The
on.
Carhartt suit, not the Stacey
Yeah,
Adams.
yeah. When the car hard.
The oval.
the bullet
Yeah,
coats
you gotta
and
get
the
into
tan
the-
clothes.
Probably those was the ones who was really running shit because they didn't dress
Stable.
like they was the
Stable.
And that's what I'm saying.
Only the flashy niggas
Stable.
wanted to
The
go
broke
out there
ones.
and show right.
The broke
the real
Well, what
bosses,
pocket pissing or window
they don't
fly
want
out.
to.
And let me tell you something. Go over to Old Nat
on.
on what the street over there? Old
Wrong.
Nat.
This is not my type of
Oh,
time.
Old Nat. You go over there to the little flea market, baby. Ain't shit real. Shit real. Nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing.
We gotta get away from these generalizations. We
Nothing.
gotta get away from the generalizations. Your experiences. All we want to know is where we falling short. If we falling short, if what we want is X and we not getting it, let's talk about it. Why we not getting
Well,
it?
my thing is when it comes down to the whole look and appearance, just be well put together. Meaning you ain't gotta have no designer shit on. You can just be basic as shit. Just don't be stanky. That's all we ask. Just don't be stanky. Use soap and water. That's all we ask.
Clean your nails.
What you
Hold
mean?
on, can I
You
say
want
one thing?
girl.
The women that out here with bougie as fuck.
Right.
That shit that you talking about, that shit is not fly.
But you want them though.
Wait, okay, but the thing about it, the woman that you want,
you want a woman?
to 7 to a 10.
This is bougie.
Do you want them
You
that
want a
way?
7 through 10 type woman that want to be dressed from
I don't
head
want
to
that
toe.
shit. That shit
All
just having
year,
a goddamn
you get
matriculate
10
like
shopping
that.
free.
That's based on where you go and when you look. That's based on where he go and when he look.
But like you
It's
said,
different waters.
it goes by where you go,
You ain't got no
what you
with
dress,
it.
who you go for, and that's what you're gonna attract. By all means, be prepared and be prepared for the bullshit that comes along with it.
Real people find you.
Be prepared for the bullshit that comes
I
along.
have no lack of
Be mad
confidence.
about it.
I have no lack of confidence with drywall on my knees and dirt on my nails if I just crawled into somebody's house to make some water
Baby,
and
guess what?
shit.
That's
I got no problem with
So
that.
guess what? When you come
I got
home,
no
you
problem with that.
gonna have a full course meal, baby. Come on. Come on.
But honestly,
That's what-
I get more
That's
attention
what
than
I
that
do
than
for a
looking
living,
pretty.
actually.
What?
I do bone remediation and remodeling houses for
And you're not
You
gonna
know
put
what I'm
together every day. So guess what, baby? When you come home, your shit gonna be
But you step in
But
the
you know
front
what? But you know what? Can't you talk to him when he's getting off that bell rope?
Well, everybody's different. Everybody's different. Electrician.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
said
let you.
home renovation and then what
I'm
you?
also an electrician.
Okay, let's just.
Oh, okay.
I said mold remediation.
Okay.
Work site, too.
I got a lot of stuff I need to
Absolutely.
do.
Networking.
A whole lot of houses need some remodeling. What you said you do
And
now?
also, I write books. So those who didn't hear me about it before, this
heard
is
you.
my bestseller right here. 7 Types of Queens King Desire.
Oh no, Obama Michelle.
Now,
What's up?
speaking
Now,
of
see,
this
you
book,
smiling,
let me
man.
ask y'all a question. Do you believe that the black family and black love is in jeopardy?
Absolutely.
Oh, so let me tell you something. This is why I asked you about.
Blame in jeopardy,
But
Carol.
that is why I asked you about Willie Lynch. By all means, that whatever that man wrote is coming true, or it has been true. Willie Lynch letter. If you go read it
That's what I'm talking
yourself,
about.
everything is there. It's in black and white.
Hey, look, man.
Just like
Tell
the
him he
Bible
bought
was
it to
written,
get
we
ate up.
have
didn't
rules to follow.
He bought it to get ate up, didn't
Before leaving Earth,
Yeah.
Willie Lynch wrote that shit.
Yeah.
Yo, come on.
Yeah, Willie Lynch understood that the black woman was very
Crack on
powerful,
the
and that if you show her torture, that she's gonna share her energy with her kids,
Give me one.
so they will respect and be afraid of white man, white supremacy.
It tastes
But
like Scotch.
the fact that they took us away from our culture, you know what I'm saying? Like whether you're Haitian, I'm Haitian, American, African American, Jamaican, Bahamian, we just got dropped off in different boats.
Okay.
And so a lot of our relationships messed up. Matter of fact, today in 2022, we in slave relationships, to be honest with you. Facts.
One
To
question.
this day.
Check this out.
Because of tradition.
You is
That's
so
tradition.
you is so right. Last week in Mississippi, or in
You better not be at no casino.
it was in Mississippi, St. Louis, St. Louis. It was a black boy charged with something, but the shit was racist, and they had a chance to take it off the book. But guess what the motherfucking state did?
Double down on it.
Inhaled and embraced it.
Happens all the time. Happens all the time.
What show was that?
Happens all the time.
I don't know what story it was, but
Hey, I want y'all to be my babysitter, man. Answer, best babysitter on deck, man.
Hey, how you doing?
He's on my neighborhood next door app.
I was on next door too.
We're the virtual crew.
Next door, yeah, I got next door. I appreciate that.
So Salute.
Hey, support the black business.
Well, oh, so my question is, what's the answer? We can talk about the wrong thing. What's the answer?
I mean, we need patience. I ain't gonna lie, we need a lot of patience.
Patience? What else?
Patience, love,
Understanding.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't get mad. I can't talk down to the black woman.
And pray.
For quite a few reasons. I can't talk down to the black woman. I can't say crazy stuff about her. I'll tell you why. Any one of y'all end up on a t-shirt tomorrow, God forbid, they'll be the first ones on the front line marching for you. Your homies may not even.
Yeah.
But they'll be the first ones. They'll be the first ones on the marching line. Like, don't take these, don't do that, don't do that. So I can't talk down on them. And also, everything that they've been through makes them who they are, just like you. So I can't be like, oh, you know, just because they mess with a bunch of A-stuff type of brothers, I can't automatically be like, oh, well, they ain't nothing. I gotta be empathetic. I gotta be empathetic. I can't do it on them. I can't clap on them like that.
We want to know how we can save us from this continuous down spiral that we have. I know.
That's a dude.
First of all, we have to. It may not happen.
Yeah, I never know.
Okay.
But we have to keep planting those.
I'm gonna tell you exactly how. I just got one suggestion. If you know somebody right now who don't support their children, then you can't associate yourself with that person until they support their children. If you know somebody right now that talk crazy, then you gotta call them out on it.
You have to plant the seeds in order for it to grow, right?
You change
what
one
that
seed.
means is you get these younger kids.
Say what's up.
Show them, I might not be your daddy,
If that ain't
but
the
I'm gonna show
prettiest
you
baby
what a
I've
man
seen in my
looks like.
life. Oh,
Okay.
that child.
Right?
Yeah.
You may even have a father, but he didn't know that he played this part. So I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Once they find out who they really need to be and who they want to model themselves after. So you gotta really think about who you saw and who you modeled yourself after. Man,
Yeah, I had bad examples. I had my brother.
Now, I got
had
one thing to say.
But being that mentor, being that volunteer, being that
I got one
example
thing to say.
is the only way to change it.
Now
It's
we
the only way
got
to change the
one of
guy.
our brothers in here among us. Why we ain't supporting this book, trying to buy out these books?
We can take the problem all day long.
we gotta
I don't even want to talk about the
You want
solution.
me to tell you my reason?
Yeah,
I got a personal reason.
What's your personal reason?
Every
black-
did you send me your copy, my brother? You sent me your cash out.
Every black woman needs to read this book. Well, every woman really, but every
That's your reason. You copy. Now, you know what? See, hold on, listen.
How can you explain how a woman is if you
Oh, okay, hold on. My question. You gonna ask her? She wants you to explain to her why you copy.
He wanna know why you copy.
You.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you a true story.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you a true story.
I'm glad you said that.
I usually got that type of
All my life, I always felt there was something special about me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm serious. Because, like, when I have brush hair like this right here, my low cut, there's a V right here. So it's like the hair pattern.
Just 'cause you've been trying to put
Mom
on weight, that don't
has
mean
a
you
hair
don't look bad.
pattern in her hair.
Put birds into it.
So anyway,
So,
moving forward, knowing Black history,
You gone?
specifically
Thank you so much for
Haitian
getting my baby. I appreciate it, Pastor.
the leader of the Haitian Revolution is named General Toussaint Louverture. I don't know if you ever heard about him. If you haven't, it's because of the schools don't want y'all to know about the greatest black achievement in modern day times. When the Haitians beat France, Britain, Spain, and the U.S. all at the same time because of General Toussaint Louverture. Now, anyway, fast forward, when I was a junior in high school, I had read
How old are you?
a true sentence about the Haitian Revolution that he had beat Napoleon. Napoleon Bonaparte is a Frenchman, right? And he's the one person that I can give you a brief history about him without doing any research. That's how much I was inundated with information about another white man. That's what they do in school. They don't teach you about the black heroes and sheroes. They teach you about the white ones. So when I read that in the book, that sparked the interest. Like, damn, who that is? Like, how can he beat Napoleon? Because you think about it, if Napoleon is the best, Think about it now. Napoleon Bonaparte was the best. As a military general and strategist.
Yeah.
If he was beaten by somebody, what makes that person? He's the best. That was a black man. So when I found that out, a junior year in high school, I had learned. I'm asking you a question. You said why I was so conquered, right? So when I read it, I had to do a project in my junior year in college at Florida Atlantic University in the African Studies class. We had a protest to get this course in because they had no black courses in school for some reason. It's Boca Raton, South Florida. So when we did the project and I had to study about Haiti, really about the homies, because the Africans came from the homies that created Haiti. You feel what I'm saying? But when I found out that Toussaint's great-grandfather was a king from the same country, that's when I connected the dots. Like, man, this is my lineage.
Oh, this is what he brought. Okay.
Right. He knew he was a king. So, put two and two together, now I know I'm a king.
Okay, because he never thought of himself as a
So that's why you're a conqueror.
Exactly. This went against the Willie Lynch. She talked about what Toussaint was able to do, the Africans from Haiti was able to do, overturn what Willie Lynch talked about. We want shit that we could
greatest revolution the world ever seen.
Really the only one.
Not Toussaint.
Yeah.
Lock into it. Laventure.
Louverture.
Okay, so make sure.
Which means the opening. He was a real life Moses, for those who read the Bible. He really created a way for his people to become free. And that's why they don't teach this information in schools, because it would give black boys and girls confidence in themselves.
Same thing with Monty Musa and anybody else. You want to look historically.
Right.
Kingdoms of Kim and the Kush and all that. I got you.
Born and raised in I'm Haitian, but born and raised in South Florida.
My boy.
So anyway, I wrote this book combining and researching points from different countries, because when my heart was broken, because we in a relationship roundtable, right? When my heart was broken, I had to think to myself, because I'm already thinking I'm a king, knowing I'm a king, knowing what does a king really want. So I interviewed happily married men. Why did they choose this woman to be their wife? You feel me? And the different attributes. So I put all that mixed together in this book.
Okay. How much is the book?
It's $16.
I'm about it. You take
I got 3 of them. All forms of payment. Credit, Zelle, Cash App.
I like that.
Have you said something crazy on there like that?
I like that.
For $16?
Hey, but you know what?
I'm gonna stand on something like way
you come with something, she come with something. We got to support each other.
You good. Your book right reading what you need to do. You say paper.
But you know what? You got your
What's the butt? I read it too. What's the butt? I respect you enough to cover art. That ain't cheap. Yeah, that ain't cheap at all. I'm rock with it. $16 right here. You gonna spend that on something else crazy anyway. You know?
If y'all got a daughter, teenager, something that you would want her to be conscious of, you know what I mean? Like a book like this. I'm not saying because I wrote it, because it's also a combination of research of many others. Y'all might have heard of Dr. Barry Shango. He wrote a book called The Holiday Holocaust, why we shouldn't celebrate European holidays and such. But anyway, he talks about... Yeah, he do. They tell you many things.
She
So we gotta buy your book.
Yes, we do. We got to support it.
Well, let's just give you $16 then.
I'm gonna give him 60 and get the book. I'm gonna rock with him.
No,
Hey, they gonna get
what? If we get the book, we get paid the book. Huh? You may start off reading. Hey, you may start off reading, and you might get to your daughter or one of your kids.
Hey, by the way,
Let me say it right quick.
go ahead.
Before y'all even think about this book, y'all never realized what he was doing here the whole time he's been here. Just collect the information. I'm telling you. I caught that shit a long time ago. He's been collecting information for the next project. And getting an understanding.
Me unless I'm getting paid, goddamn.
He's getting an understanding.
You know, you've been quiet the whole night. You want to come out.
Quiet she has not been.
The whole night. You about to come out.
Quiet she has not been.
I'm always scouting what's going on. Like, and I saw, like, So when it told me that
I don't know the name of it, but I know you
a
used
slave not just coming
That's
out
what
my
we
Yeah.
personal opinion or research from reading another book
Yeah, you gotta
where he
put
had
those
to
lights
cite
on,
where he
twist
got that
it quick.
information from.
Yeah.
Right.
He is really getting
Getting
information.
firsthand.
Life experiences.
Married men. You know what I'm saying?
Firsthand.
That's
Why I said
That was
so.
vital information. That was vital
Hold
information.
on, and your other friend, y'all started this.
I don't have no
Get what? And I'm gonna tell you something. The
It's not
reason
that
why I came back tonight was because of y'all. And you know what? And then on the end, it was some of these friends or getting to know each other.
Recording all this time. Hey, we the dinner panel in Atlanta. And we're having this relationship discussion. We're having a lot of fun. 77 Queens.
Yeah, she cocky, she arrogant. You know what? I'm gonna keep that to myself. Long as you feel good about it.